Why has it taken me this long to see Coco? I am completely in love with it, and I have found a Disney Pixar film that I not only like, but absolutely loved. This was released in 2017 and by Lee Unkrich, or Unkrich, please feel free to correct my pronunciation. And I never watched it for no reason other than I just didn't. It's one of those Disney films, particularly because it's a Disney Pixar, where I kept saying, I'll get round to it. Never did. Thankfully, with Disney Plus being a fabulous existence, it's on there, and I finally watched it and completely fell in love with it. It's so good. I am a very, very big Disney fan, but when it comes to Disney Pixar, it's hit and miss. But Miguel was a pretty great protagonist, and I thoroughly enjoyed his journey, and I love Frida Kahlo. So this is about 12-year-old Miguel who loves to play music, but his family don't let him play or listen to music because one of his ancestors broke his wife's heart by leaving her to play music, and he ruined her life allegedly and all of that stuff. So music has not been passed down in the family. He is not allowed to play music, but he wants to go and try and do it behind his family's back. And he takes something that doesn't belong to him, and because of this, he is accidentally transported to the land of the dead. This is set around the Day of the Dead festival, by the way. And when he is at the land of the dead, he first of all has to try and put his family's pictures up, because if they're not there, they won't be able to pass on to the next stage in the afterlife. To be honest, I don't 100% understand it. I'm not the most knowledgeable about the intricacies of the Day of the Dead and the Land of the Dead and certain beliefs. If you are knowledgeable about this, please feel free to educate me more. But certainly this film is a really good introduction to this. And while he's in the Land of the Dead, he's the only person who doesn't look like a skeleton. As I'm sure you will see from the poster art, or you've seen before, the Land of the Dead have the kind of sugar skull design. He still looks like a human boy, a live boy. You know what I mean. And he's trying to find his great-great-grandfather to help him try and return back home, get music unbanned, and to help his currently deceased ancestors pass on. I don't know if I'm making sense with that description. I'm pretty sure if you're a Land of the Dead, I was going to say fanatic, that's not a particular phrase I'm looking for. If you're very knowledgeable about this subject matter, I'm sure you're laughing at my very rookie explanation. But basically, long story short, Miguel, still alive, is in the afterlife and has to try and get back while also looking for his deceased great-great-grandfather. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. The fact that it's set in Mexico, I really enjoyed. It is kind of, I'd say, almost 50-50 split between Earth and the Land of the Dead. So we get to see a lot of beautiful Disney-fied Mexican architecture and life, and then we get this beautiful representation of the undead. And I will just say, look out for Frida Kahlo. I hadn't expected Frida Kahlo to be in this. So that's something that I particularly enjoyed. John Ratzenberger's also in this. Anthony Gonzalez voices Miguel, and Miguel as protagonist is so likable and so easy to get on with. I thoroughly enjoyed the vocal performance. I thoroughly enjoyed the development of the character and the journey they went on. The narrative has a few surprises up its sleeve. It's not completely predictable. The music in it obviously plays a prominent part, and the soundtrack is lovely. There was nothing in it that particularly stood out for me. I think Remember Me is probably one of the most poignant and moving. But start to finish, I was hooked. And one of the reasons why I hadn't rushed to watch it is because I didn't think I would take to it that well. And not only did I take to it, I want to watch it again. I absolutely adored it. I also have to say Coco, the character, I didn't know who Coco was when watching this. I guess I assumed that Coco was Miguel, but Coco is actually the eldest member of the household, and the way that she has been illustrated, her animation is fabulous, and I love that character. It's absolutely brilliant, start to finish. I cannot fault it. I can't believe it took me 4 years to see it, but it was entirely worth the wait. Um, it's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen it for whatever reason, definitely give Coco a watch. It's probably my favorite Disney Pixar film. It's fabulous.